Every great defeat in history came from this fatal flaw, thinking inside the box. From the times of Sun Tzu to now, the ability to outwit has remained the dominating force in all of human history. And I say outwit as a broad term. One may outmaneuver, outgun, outpace, etc. Simply put, when one is faced with adversity, the party who may force their opponent into the most unfavorable position will achieve success over the other. And in this world where woe is to the vanquished, defeat and submission come with too high a price. So, my friends, join me today as we discover the art and power of indirection. As you may well know, The Art of War by Sun Tzu is widely applied to everyday living. It is among the most legendary texts in the library of humanity. Included in this great library is B.H. Liddell Hart's book, Strategy. Both of these texts draw from the art and power of indirection. Let's look at two respective examples of the power of indirection from these books. From The Art of War. In all fighting, the direct method may be used for joining battle, but indirect methods will be needed to secure victory. From Strategy. To move along the line of natural expectation consolidates the opponent's balance and thus increases his resisting power. In war, as in wrestling, the attempt to throw the opponent without loosening his foothold and upsetting his balance results in self-exhaustion, increasing in disproportionate ratio to the effective strain put upon him. Success by such a method only becomes possible through an immense margin of superior strength in some form, and even so, tends to lose decisiveness. In most campaigns, the dislocation of the enemy's psychological and physical balance has been the vital prelude to a successful attempt at his overthrow. These books are masterpieces, and since I won't be analyzing them with all their wisdom today, I strongly recommend you read these books for yourself. So what do they teach us? The indirect approach. This is the key to victory. These books teach us that victory is not found marching directly head-on into a conflict, to then only be unbalanced and defeated. No. Victory is secured by first finding and maintaining an equilibrium and balance within yourself. You must know thyself to have strength within yourself. Secondly, you must know your opponent and what may decisively disrupt their balance. As per what Sun Tzu said, if you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. But of course you must be capable of winning a conflict in the first place. So, let us find our inner balance. Victorious warriors win first, and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first, and then seek to win. Therefore, there must be a state of peace and balance in an individual before an outbreak of conflict occurs. The follies of sin and ignorance, if present in times of peace, will be present in times of conflict. To find balance in life, we must recognize how simple life truly is. If I surround myself with negative influences, I myself will be negatively influenced. And if I disrupt my enemies by acting in ways that are outside of their realm of thinking, they will surely make some mistake if they do not adapt. Panic and misfortune only comes to those who do not understand the position they stand on and the brain in their head. Therefore, we must be balanced mentally and physically in order for the indirect approach to be effective. And to be balanced is to have an awareness and understanding of the simple nature and place of all things in life. Let the words of Marcus Aurelius illuminate the simple nature of life. Everything that happens is as normal and expected as the spring rose or the summer fruit. This is true of sickness, death, slander, intrigue, and all those other things that delight or trouble foolish men. Remember that though problems appear menacing, the solutions to most are rather quite simple and are already present to us. For the problems we face today are as old as time, and their solutions only need rediscovering. Thus, this is the essence of the indirect approach: to put yourself in the position you want to be, to put your enemies and allies in a position that benefits you, and to place everything in life in its rightful place. To not give power or waste energy to anything or anyone that doesn't have your best interests in mind. This sounds very simple because it is. The indirect method is simply about thinking outside the box that your opponent is thinking in, and that is how you catch opposition off guard. All mastery, in war, in art, in life, begins with indirection. The artist does not attack the canvas, he guides the brush. For the artist sees outside the realm of what's before him and creates. The general does not rush the field, he breaks the enemy's balance. For he sees his own weaknesses coupled with his enemies'. And the philosopher does not argue, he plants the seed of realization. For the master knows there's more to life than what meets the eye. So, whether you are in peace or conflict, let us emerge from our current standing in life and rise superior to our past selves. Find the balance you require to succeed and know a man's true delight is to do the things he was made for. He was made to show goodwill to his kind, to rise above the promptings of his senses, to distinguish appearances from realities, and to pursue the study of universal nature. As we find balance in our lives, it is our most important duty to maintain this balance. Just as it is devastating to have an enemy disrupt your balance, so it is the same to have your balance disrupted by the turbulence of life. Take this knowledge with you too. The path of indirection is the path to success. It is a path that must always be forged. It is not one that may be repeated. To follow the path of indirection is to merely follow the ideals of thinking outside your opponent's scope and acting in unexpected ways against their will and favor. To be indirect is to decide the fate of conflicts by being the one who deals the cards. Remember this, and victory will be sure to follow you. Be great. Thank you.